welcome. Happy hump day. And you know what that means. It's Fade the Deuce. I'm Ryan Schroet, joined as always by Urbana's finest, Kevin Ducey, Tescola's favorite son.
There we go.
Matt McCumber. Off the top, that was a good one. So what's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in. Midweek here as we get ready for Illinois Purdue, 11 a.m. Saturday. Fun weekend, Matt. Just before we're going to talk about it, obviously everybody knows how we felt about the Illinois USC game. What was your little takeaway from that fun Saturday game on Big Noon kickoff? It's almost like maybe we could get another one,
Hey, you might be seeing it soon. I just think the bounce back was unbelievable by him to have such a demoralizing loss. 53 points, the whole nation really laughing stock of college football.
Shitting on you all week,
especially on social media. Then you come back and what are you about as a team, as a player, as a man, and to have that kind of performance. Yes, being at home helped tremendously, and with that crowd, but that performance, it totally saved the season, in my opinion. You're looking at a 3-2 record right now versus 4-1, huge difference, especially with Ohio State coming up in 2 weeks, or less than 2 weeks now. But what a performance! And Luke Altmaier was just nails. So offensive line, huge shout out, completely different. I just was ecstatic.
Yeah, Matt, I was so happy that we had the show. Like, not necessarily happy. It's at 9:00 at night on Monday, and my youngest was sleeping. I was going to be like, off the mat, slapping the desk, like off the mat.
Man,
by 9:00 at night, I'm a little tired. My kids are sleeping. Like, hey, maybe that's not the best idea.
You're absolutely right, though. There aren't many programs and teams in America that can do what they just did. And it's not like they're playing Sisters of the Poor here. They're playing a ranked USC team with 4 and 5-star athletes all over the field.
NFL caliber wide receiver, NFL caliber quarterback, NFL caliber.
Absolutely, yeah.
And the whole thing.
Yep. And even the little bit of breaks Illinois may have got, not having Ramsey back there, who's going to be a first or second round pick. Things happen. Illinois doesn't have Xavier Scott, so
right.
Things can even out. But yeah, it was a beautiful day, and I agree with you. It did save Illinois' season, because even if Illinois takes care of business against Purdue, they still have 2 games to me to get. Ohio State, Washington. You got to win one of them.
One of the two.
To give yourself the 10-2 plateau of being a college football playoff team. You just got to win one of them, in my opinion. And I think Illinois is head over heels better than everybody else they play the rest of the year. So, with that being said, everybody's here to watch your picks. Kev, the star of the show, is back.
There
again.
She is.
Dang. Hey, you're not camera shy. You knew we were on. You knew we were coming on. Kevin, since we're going to start with you with the first game of the day, but how did you do last week with your picks?
I was 3-3. I'm 16-14 overall. Bad couple weeks. 3-2 on the regular games. I missed my lock of the Ryder Cup, which was stupid. It was it was a homer pick. I had so many other good ones that came through actually for me. Arkansas, Notre Dame, that was the one I would have picked. Obviously came through pretty easily.
They changed that, Matt. Sorry. I know you're about. I'm going to knock. You always see half your head. Sorry. I'll fix that.
I like Oregon State against Houston. There was some. I liked Virginia versus Florida State. I wonder why I like these games, but I did. And so it's okay. But 16-14 overall. What about you, Matt?
Yeah, I went 3-2. I did miss my lock. I needed another touchdown from Indiana at Iowa. Just didn't quite get there. What a terrible beat, by the way. It's 20-13 on the and Mendoza runs about 50 yards backwards and takes a sack, kneels in the end zone for a safety, and Iowa covers on the last second play of the game. And there was zeros when he was on the 20.
Yeah, he just could have chucked it Like,
Absolutely.
That's maybe a worse beat I've ever seen. I mean, my
it's
gosh.
just it's one of those beats you want to investigate the player.
Well, it's almost like the week before, 6.5, Auburn, Oklahoma State, and Oklahoma. So Auburn, Oklahoma, and Oklahoma gets a second. So
yep.
You almost want to know if that scowl from Signetti's like, I got the money on the under. He's like Mendoza, take it from the 50 back to the end zone.
But yeah, sorry to go off on a tangent, but I went 3-2. I did miss my lock, but I've made it all the way back. Overall, I'm 15-15, so I'm right at 500. I'm one game behind.
He's coming for you. He's coming for you, Kev.
And so I'm right there.
And since you guys, my fun locks I do at the end of the show, I'm 3-2, and I actually nailed my Memphis 13.5 over Florida Atlantic. They won by 27. So, I'm going to still stick to my fun little weird logic. And are you guys going to actually take? Are we doing this whole Kev where my lock, Kev, his lock, and your lock, you actually take those and you're going to use those picks?
Yeah. I throw a small little parlay on it. It didn't hit last week, obviously. So
okay. Well, I did my part. Okay.
Did not.
So Kev, we'll start with you. A hot Virginia is heading to an undefeated Louisville. We say that right. I don't want to say Louisville because then people will be mad at me.
Right.
So this is an interesting one, but Virginia's not going to get that home cooking. Louisville's good there, and Brahms got him off to another hot start. We'll start with you, Kev. You think 7 points? No hook here, so this could be a little interesting,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need a hook. Oh, this is like the Jay-Z song. This game is weird. This has got letdown city written all over it for Virginia. You come off an emotional high of winning such a fueled game, but then again, it is Louisville. This is a team that a lot of folks are projecting. I've seen say that they could win the ACC. I think their schedule sets up for it. I don't know that they could beat Miami, but I was watching Inside College Football this week. They're really buying into who Louisville is. Now the other thing here is Virginia gets an extra day. It was a Friday night game to maybe recover and figure out where they're at. It's a 2:30 game. It's at Louisville. Here's the thing for me. Virginia can flat out score. And I've seen this line's down to 6.5. Virginia is just hanging points on teams, 48, 31, 55, 48, 46. Louisville can score. I think this is going to be a little bit of a track meet. Virginia has the most starts on their offensive line at the D1 level in college football. Illinois is 2, Virginia's number 1. And that is providing a ton of ability for their offense. Chandler Morris, who's been in college football
years,
since the Trump administration, literally.
Where did he start off at?
Baylor. He's been at Baylor.
Baylor, North Texas, he's been all over the place. Quarterback for Virginia is slinging it and scoring points left and right. The number's a little weird to me. It's a touchdown. You got a ranked Virginia team there. It screams take Louisville. I'm going to take the over 62.5 and have fun watching the shootout after the Illinois game here. Give me over 62.5.
Yeah, I love that. Maybe I was wrong. It was TCU. I had
that's right.
Oklahoma.
One of those.
He's been at Oklahoma, TCU, North Texas, and Virginia.
Okay. He is kind of careless with the ball, though. He had 3 picks against Florida State, I believe, something like that. Yeah, he can be turnover prone.
Yeah, he's got 4 picks all season. I echo everything Kev said here. He's been slinging it. 10 touchdowns and 4 interceptions. Really willed his team to a victory over Florida State last week. Watched that game. Emotional high to maybe a potential letdown, as Kev said, here on the road. But I'm going to take the better quarterback in this game. Miller Moss, the USC transfer, is at Louisville now. He's been fine. He's passed 1,029 yards, but he's got 5 TDs, only 3 interceptions. He they're not scoring it as effectively as Virginia is here. And I think it's a little bit of a trap game for Louisville. They've got Miami next on the schedule coming up. So maybe is a look ahead moment. 7, I think it's too many in a game that is probably going to be a track meet, to Kev's point. I really like the over in this game. I think it will be in the 40s. I'm thinking something like 37-33 or 38-35. But 7 points, I'm going to take the Hoos here. And I just like the way they're playing right now. I think they've got a lot of confidence. Louisville starts slow. They were down 17-0 versus Pitt. Now they came back and won that game, but they started really, really slow. They can't afford that against a team like Virginia. They're 1-3 against the spread, and they're 0-3 against the spread at home. Give me the Hoos +7 on the road.
And it's down to 6.5 as of this morning. When we did this, it was 7. That's what we're going with. But Matt, you can go to the window at 6.5 right now. So,
got it. Thank you.
You said the Who's, Matt?
The Who's, baby.
Take the Who's. All right, Matt. So we're going to lead off with you with this next one. This is going to be a revenge game, right? Revenge served cold here. You think, how many times do you think Bama had to hear about Vandy beating them last year, or over the off season? How many times you think?
All day, every day. So
Vandy, undefeated Vandy, who really, Utah State put some points on them. It was they didn't just sneak by. I mean, they snuck by really. Not a what would you say, a Georgia Tech type of stealing a win, like they did against Wake Forest last week. But Utah State showed that you can put points on them. So Bama at home here. Who a Vandy defense that can be very vulnerable, 10.5. I think that feels like it's a fair. I don't think that's a WTF line. So Matt, we'll start with you. I think Bama's got a lot of motivation for this as well.
Yeah, they do.
And a big win, coming off a huge win where they look
coming
really
off
good.
A huge win again. Maybe another letdown spot or a chance that they start a little bit slow here. But Diego Pavia, he's done it against this Alabama defense. I mean, he did it last year. He knows. I think at times they've struggled a little bit against the running quarterback, which Pavia is and can do. And he's been great. Both of these quarterbacks have been great. Both of these quarterbacks are in top 10 as far as offensive metrics in the whole country. And both of them are getting even some Heisman talk around them. They're Vandy's 5-0, Bama's 3-1, huge win against Georgia at Georgia. They win that game on the road and don't score a point in the second half, which is pretty crazy. But I went back and forth on this game. I had I had Vandy circled, then I went to Bama because of the revenge factor. Then I went back to Vandy at 10.5 with the hook here. Vandy is able to score, and I think sometimes Bama has a problem scoring, as evidenced last week. Now, I know the defenses are different, and they're probably not going to go a long stretch in this game without some scores, but Vandy's been there before. I like the chip on the shoulder of Diego Pavia. I think he's a gamer. 10.5 for me is a lot. So I'm taking the Commodores here.
Okay.
Roll damn Tide. I'm a little sick of the Vanderbilt show, to be honest with you, because we're kind of in the same boat. Like, it's just like Pavia was taking pot shots at the Big Ten. They haven't played anybody. Like,
give us Vandy. Later in the year if the CFP doesn't work out, please.
They beat South Carolina, but I don't think Sellers played in that game, if I recall correctly, or is that the game he got hurt?
I think that's the game he got hurt. Yep.
Right. I mean, he was 6 of 7 for 94 yards before he got hurt. 10.5 is a big number. Pavia leads Vanderbilt in rushing. Like, is he going to survive this game? Like, that's what I mean. There's still 5-star nasty dudes on that Bama defense. We saw it. They held Georgia to 21 points. I bet against Bama last week. It's at home. It's the revenge factor. That crowd's going to be nuts. They're pissed off. They're ready to play this game. They're looking like Bama. They looked like Bama last week. I'll take the Tide. The number's really big. I don't necessarily like it being that big. I would love this if it was 6.5, 7.5. But I'm taking Bama here. I'll lay the points here, and think that the revenge factor in college football is so important. And Bama wins by 2 touchdowns.
So you're taking the home favorite in prime time is what you're saying.
Yeah, they're not in prime time. It's 2:30, but I wish if it was United, it would be 13.5. Hey, I will say this: Simpson for Bama is one of 2 quarterbacks in the country with over 1,000 yards passing, 10 touchdowns, and no interceptions. One of 2 quarterbacks in the entire country.
It just seems right to have a country bumpkin back leading the Crimson Tide, doesn't it? A guy with a real country accent when he talks. That's what I'm talking about. I miss
and the hair like this.
Yeah, and the hair, the swoopy hair like AJ McCarron, man. That's what I need. I need
35 points to Utah State.
Yeah.
21 to Georgia Southern.
I ended up taking Utah State live last week, plus 23.5. They scored with about 10 seconds left in the game to cover that.
Nice.
Oh, goodness.
I will take it.
All right, Matt. Back to you, Kev. We're starting with you for this next one here. We're going to do Miami heading to Tallahassee as a 4.5-point favorite. Florida State coming off of a 46-38 loss in Charlottesville to the who? To the who, Matt?
To the Who's.
To the Who's. So they're obviously going to be, primed and lathered up and ready. Mike Norvell, we all thought he had a full-blown tent revival going down there, but we're not sure if that's what it is, because is this not necessarily fool's goal? We'll see. We'll see. Virginia's good, but I don't know if they're that good. Now, 4.5, I think Miami's the real deal. I mean, I do believe that. So we'll start with you, Kev, here. 4.5 at Tallahassee. Miami's a 4.5-point favorite.
I'll give you guys, anybody who ever watches the show knows where I'm picking here. You know exactly where I'm picking. Florida State's at home. It's in prime time. They're an underdog. Game day's there.
Home dog in prime time.
Money line that thing. Florida State's winning this game. Dude, Miami's defensive line is ferocious, and they get after you, and they're really fast.
Very good.
What happens do you do with an over-aggressive defensive line? Mobile quarterbacks can really mess with you. Castellanos makes enough plays here, keeps Florida State in the game. Home crowd pushes them over the top, but I'm going to take the 4.5 points here. Give me Florida State plus 4.5.
Love it.
I like it. Like Luke Altmaier after his first touchdown. Hold on, a little bit of the.
Yeah. And I'm going to go a little different. I usually don't take over-unders here, but I'm going to take the over 53.5 on this game, because I think Castellanos and Florida State can score enough in a game like this, where I think if this game were being played in Miami, I think it would be in a different story. I would probably take the under, but I think you see a Florida State team feed off the crowd here, get off to a nice hot start, maybe get some points under their belt, and Miami is trying to play a little catch up here. So I don't like the spread in this game. I'm not going to play it, especially it's a rivalry game. Those are always tough. But I'm going to take the over 53.5. It's contrasting styles here. Florida State averages 53 points a game, okay? Miami D's only given up 11.5. The other thing, Florida State rushes 6.7 yards per carry. It's top 10 in the country. Miami D gives up 2.6 yards per carry. So can Castellanos get outside the pocket, rush, find some avenues there, keep the offense moving, keep the clock moving, or is Miami D going to suffocate the run and they're going to have to pass? If it's where Castellanos is going to have to pass all game, it's going to be a problem for him.
But when he does pass, watch out for Duce Robinson.
Yeah.
Watch out, he might juggle it for 10 yards.
That was crazy. That was crazy. But
Florida what about State, Duce Span?
Yeah.
Is he still there?
Florida State's D last week was really suspect to me, and that's why I know and think that Miami can score on these guys. They're going to have to bring it with a whole new attitude this week, but I won't belabor the point anymore. Give me 53.5 over Miami, Florida State.
I like it.
All right. It's a signed, sealed, delivered. We got it.
Dude, I really want a great game here. These two, when they play, conjures up memories of my childhood,
the
80s, early 90s, the wide right games. Just these games were so awesome. It's really cool that both programs are a little bit back because those were some straight up wars with NFL athletes all over the place. They're not quite the same now from an athlete standpoint, but still pretty damn good.
Yeah, Ruben Bain, man. Whew. Ruben Bain Jr. Actually, so Illinois had hired a Bain on their staff, and I messaged him and I said, "Hey, you getting your nephew to come to Illinois?" And this was a few years ago, and he just was like, "I wish." Too deep a ties with Miami.
Needs to be talked about top 5 draft pick right now. So,
all right, so. Matt, we're going to go to you. This is your neck of the woods down there on that lonely road of Lubbock, Texas. And then how far away is Houston from Lubbock?
It's
quite a far. Yeah.
It's a haul, huh?
I think I'm closer to Houston than Lubbock is. I know I'm close to Houston. It's a 7-hour drive to Houston. Lubbock's a long freaking way from Houston.
From Houston to El Paso, it's almost 15 hours. It's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild, man. We did talk about how big Texas is. So, all right, Matt.
8 hours and 3 minutes, 520 miles.
So this is a cross country trip for everywhere else.
Right.
Texas Tech, 10.5 point favorite. The last time we saw them, they were spanking the Utes up in Salt Lake City on Big Noon kickoff. They had a nice week off, where they could
rest
up.
Yep.
Yeah, rest up, get healed up. And I watched Houston really steal one from a bad Oregon State team.
Exactly.
Oregon State,
I did too.
0-5, who should have been 1. I think if I was coaching them, they'd be 1-4. Like you figure out how to hold the lead. Trent Bray, he'll be looking for a job probably sometime soon. So 10.5 points on the road. Man, I don't know. I don't have a dog in this one, but I'd be picking Texas Tech. But go ahead, Matt.
I am all guns up Texas Tech here.
Come on, Kev, get them out.
And this is simply based on the eye test last week because I watched and bet live on that Houston Oregon State game, and eye tested me. Houston's down 14 points with 7 minutes left. I mean, it was a collapse of epic proportions by Oregon State. And that's what happens when you're an 0-4 football team and you end up being 0-5. You find ways to lose. Houston had no business winning that game. I don't think their offense can sniff the jockstrap of a Texas Tech offense. They're the second rated offense in the whole NCAA. And their defense is 8th. They've already been on the road. They've proven they can win at a ranked place in Utah, as you mentioned. I think they run all over these guys. Last year, it was 49-28 in Lubbock. I like something similar to this. I think this is a 20-point win. Houston's just not there yet for me. I think Willie Fritz is building a program. They were 4-8 last year in his first year in the Big 12. And they've already got 4 wins this year. So they're getting there. They just don't have the athletes yet. Texas Tech has got the number 1 rated transfer portal roster in all of college football. Give me the Red Raiders, 10.5.
Joey McGuire's really got something going, man.
He does. And he's a former high school coach in the state of Texas. He knows everybody here, and he will get players. all the high school coaches love him in this state, and they've got a little money.
I was wondering, like, how did this? I was like, man, because that situation is the coaching at Texas Tech was been a tricky one. I'm thinking, who's going to get Texas Tech right, And I'm thinking, man, well, whoever this guy is, he's been because like when they won the Alamo Bowl a few years ago, against a team like a ranked, I forget who it was, but I was like, something's going on here, and now look at him. So
he is the perfect hire for Texas Tech. It is a fit job, and he is a perfect fit.
All right, Kev.
All right, where's this game being played?
I'm not sure the name of Houston Stadium, but
it's being played in Houston.
It's like TECU Stadium at some bank credit union.
Texas Credit Union. Yeah, it's being played in Houston. It's at night. They're catching 10.5 points. Not so fast, my friend. Texas Tech's going to beat their ass. They had a week off. Houston has like 11 players on the injury report. They have like 4 guys who are already out, including the starting offensive tackle, I believe. Like Houston is this spread is so far off because there's fool's gold in Houston's record. Like this is not a very good football team. Yeah, you beat Colorado. Colorado's not very good, especially away from home. I'm just not buying anything that Houston's doing. And dude, I watched Texas Tech go into Utah and beat a good Utah team and out physical Utah. You're gonna out physical Utah. You're gonna out physical the hell out of Houston Cougars. This might be an ass whooping for the ages in your home crowd. Like Willie Fritz is gonna be on the Fritz after this one. It was ass whooping. Raiders minus 10.
It's on the Fritz.
I hate going against it. It's my general principles of home dogs in prime time. But this spread should be 17.5.
Totally agree.
This is a WTF line.
No, this is what the not wrong team favorite. This is a situation where people are sleeping on Texas Tech, even though they're 11th ranked team in the country. They showed me everything I needed to see it against Utah. This team. If I had to pick the Big 12 winner right now, I'm picking them, no questions asked.
Yeah,
I'm on the table. I'm looking at their schedule. I don't see a loss on their schedule.
I'm sure you could probably get some nice plus money right now if you.
You should bet that Texas Tech to win the Big 12.
Yeah, I might do it. I mean, you got Arizona State coming up. I mean, that could be.
That's the only one that you pull Dillingham's.
Don't count out Chris Kleiman and what they got going on at Kansas State. I know
even though they beat a fraudulent, UCLF hadn't paid nobody. It's Scott Frost leading the charge. So that's all you need to know.
I'm just telling them, dude. And Manhattan's a different world, dude. They'll fill that place if they're sub 500.
They did last week, but yeah, they're hurting. They're you can get plus 180 for Texas Tech. They are the odds-on favorite to win right now. I don't love the value there because it's not worth it. But if I were looking, you still get TCU at plus 1,200. There's some value there, in Utah at plus 950. You got Arizona State and Iowa State sandwiched in. So
Iowa State's going to lose this week.
I think so too. That's why I wouldn't.
They're talking about a team super banged up.
So Illinois, Purdue. The line looked like it moved a little, but it looks like it stabilized back at 9.5. I think is about what it is, right?
Yep, that's right.
So I thought it moved a little bit. I thought it went down to like 9, 8.5 or something, but now it's back up to 9.5. Didn't it start there, or was it 10.5?
Started at 10.5, got down to 8.5, and money saw the other. So yeah, it's fine.
So all right. So what do you make of this line, Kev? We'll start with you. I think obviously Purdue had a week off to kind of watch, and you think about this. They played both Illinois and USC, so they could kind of see how Illinois exposed USC, took advantage of things Purdue couldn't. Purdue turned the ball over 3 times in the red zone against USC. I will say Illinois did it twice, and still won. Yeah. USC scored 33 points, should have had at least 45. They settled for field goals on 3 or 4 of those possessions of the 5 possessions that they got to the red zone. They didn't score touchdowns. So you look, I think it's pretty clear Illinois is a better team, but Purdue still has a very good offense, in my opinion. They don't run it very well, Kev, as we mentioned on Keeping It Orange and Blue, but Devin Mockabee has ran it really well on Illinois. Every year he's been there, Devin Mockabee has ran very well on Illinois. Ryan Brown gave Illinois problems last year, but Illinois now has seen him. They know what to prepare for. So we'll start with you, Kev.
All right, so this line sits where it sits because this is the classic of class. Like, you couldn't script a better trap game. You could not script a better trap game. Like, there's no such thing bigger than this. You have a huge get right game against USC. You have a last second field goal. You storm the field. You're feeling yourself. You've got Ohio State coming up next. Number 1, big noon kickoff. If Florida beats Texas, which might happen, you could get game day possibly. Like, I don't know. They'd probably go to Oregon again. But let's be real here.
Ooh, that's true, Kev. That's true. But they haven't decided where they're going yet. Yeah.
So this has got the trap of traps written all over it. Except. People forget that Illinois got freaking humiliated 2 weeks ago. I mean, they don't forget, but they're not factoring that into this decision. There's no trap game when you get your doors blown off by 53 points 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
I talked to Coach Henry. Guys are fired up. They're fired up. They're ready to play this game. They're ready to come in and take on Purdue. Now, here's some things. Purdue has 435 yards rushing in 4 games this season. 214 of it came against SIU. Exactly. They've given up 430 yards on the ground this season in their 2 games against Power 4 teams. Ball State ran for 116 yards on them. Ball State has less players that played for Ball State that played for Urbana 2 years ago when they canceled the program. They cannot stop the run, and they cannot run the ball effectively. I've said it over and over and over again. You go look at how to beat Illinois. Look at Duke in the first half. We were not running the ball well, and they were running the ball effectively, and it was a really, really close game. Indiana ran the ball effectively on it and stuffed everything that we wanted to do, so they beat our ass. You want to beat Illinois, put Illinois into third and surefire long downs where you're going to be able to blitz and throw some exotics at them. You want to be able to keep moving and keep Illinois from bringing their NASCAR packages with their blitz and their stunts and our exotics. Purdue's not going to be able to do that. Give me the Illini minus the 10.5, minus the 9.5 here. I think Illinois can, and I think Illinois is pissed about Purdue. Illinois has only won 1 game there against Purdue since 2019. Fair enough. Yeah, I do. These guys know what's up. Gabe Akis knows what's up. Matt Bailey knows what's up. Luke Altmaier knows what's up. They know they heard all the bullshit that was talked about their great season last year, and there was a black stinky eye in it. It wasn't the 38-9 loss to Oregon. It was the 50-49 win or whatever the score was against Purdue, where they gave up 46 points in the second half. These guys are fired. They'll be ready to go this game. Take the line at minus 9.5.
You know, Matt, before you go, that's another thing. I think this team's not going to sit back and go, oh, it's a trap. I mean, they know what happened last year. Last year's game was a trap game. You know, if you think about it, they had some big games coming up. Illinois did, yeah. And then they were up 24-3 at half, right? We're feeling ourselves, right? And then all of a sudden you're needing a late Luke Altmaier drive and a field goal from Milano as time expires just to get to overtime. You know,
right?
It's not going to be hard. Indiana did us a favor in this one. That's my point. Indiana did us a favor in this one.
Yeah, for sure. So, Matt.
I mean, I'll echo everything Kev said. I mean, he's exactly right. And I just have confidence in a Brett Bielema coach team that he has this as a professional program, and he is not going to let them let down after such an emotional win last week and a look ahead to Ohio State. He'll know how to manage this for his program. And I really feel like this is going to be maybe kind of like the Duke game, maybe close early. Just, you know, I think there will be a little bit of a letdown coming off of last week. Nothing too serious, but I mean, Purdue can score now, guys. I feel like I've watched them a couple of times. You know, they scored pretty well against USC until a point, and then USC ran away with it. But it wasn't it was 33-17.
And they were moving
USC,
the ball pretty well on Notre Dame, though.
And then they moved the ball exactly. I watched part of that game while we're waiting on the Illinois-Indiana game. But you know, they can score. They've got some talent. But I like the Illini to pull away late here, or at least second half. I think, you know, 9.5. I love it under the 10 number. And so I'm taking the Illini minus 9.5 on the road at Purdue.
I agree. I agree here. So much on the line, a lot at stake, but pride and as Brett Bielema said in the post game, right? Your reputation. You can't get time back. You can't get your reputation back. So,
that's right.
You know, I think that's going to stick here. Now, I'm not sure who we started with locks first last week, but since we have started with Kevin for the first 5, we'll go with Matt. Are you cool? Do you have a lock, or do you need Kevin?
I do.
Okay,
I do.
Matt, I'll start with you for your lock this week.
I'm going to Columbus, Ohio, and I'm taking the Minnesota Golden Gophers plus 23.5 at Ohio State.
Wow, really?
I just think you look at Ohio State and their schedule and what they've done. Yeah, I mean they're a great football team. They got studs all over the place, but you look here, they win at home 37-9 versus Ohio, 14-7 versus Texas. Now, but I don't think Texas is that good. I know it was first game of the year, but Texas can't score. You know, they won 14. They got a great defense, you know, but they won 14-7. Now I'm throwing Grambling out. Okay, they won 70-0, but you know they're at Washington on the road, 24-6. It's a workman-like game for them, and I just think Minnesota can keep it within the number of 23.5. I'm thinking this game is probably between 17 and 20 points of Ohio State win, but
31-14, something like that.
Yeah, exactly. They win. They do dominate at times, but they don't. There's no style points for them this year so far, for me, and so I'm going to take the Golden Gophers plus 23.5.
And Darius Taylor's back, right? Is he back this week?
Yeah, I think so.
Darius Taylor's back. Okay,
that'd be huge if Darius Taylor's back. Yeah, I don't mind it, man. The Ohio State reminds me of some of those, you know, like early Saban teams where they just don't beat the piss out of teams. Like they just,
exactly. That's what
it's interesting. Can Drake Lindsey do enough with his arm? He's played pretty well this year for Minnesota to keep it within the number. It's funny, Matt. We're staying in the conference here.
Love it.
I'm going out to College Park.
Okay.
Washington, after getting a physical shellacking from Ohio State, has to travel all the way across the country.
Ooh, love it. What a great pick.
6.5-point favorites at Maryland.
What a great pick.
Maryland defense, it looks pretty solid to me, man. They've given up 10 or less in 3 of the 4 games, and 17 to Towson. Who knows, like, you could go look, when did Towson score those points? 10 in the 4th quarter. This Maryland defense is pretty cool, pretty good. Now, granted, Williams can make a difference there, but yeah, give me the Terrapins plus 6.5 at home, man, all the way across the country. Yeah, give me locks. Give me locks as Terps to go to 5-0. They're probably the 4-0 team that people are talking about the least. Now, granted, their biggest win is at Wisconsin, who Wisconsin's not showing us much of anything, but I like Maryland with that one.
I am going to put real hard-earned cash on that game. That is a great pick. I love it.
I mean, hopefully you like this one.
That one jumped off the screen at me. I was like,
yeah.
6.5.
So you just mentioned Wisconsin. And Big Noon Kickoff's going to be in Ann Arbor. 17.5 for Michigan home. Wisconsin team. I think Michigan. I think it's getting. I'm picking Michigan. 17 home. If I haven't seen anything from Wisconsin, tells me
I agree.
that any they're just hapless. You know what I mean? Like, Maryland beat them 27-10 in Madison. Maryland beat them 27-10 in Madison. I believe, correct?
And they were 10-point underdogs.
I think Maryland is a little bit better than we thought. It just tells me how bad Wisconsin really is. And Michigan is at home. I think they're going to be a really tough team this year. And I think there's a lot there. Michigan's defense is just going to be all over Wisconsin. And I think that's going to set up for them the chance to just bury them. And so I'm going to pick Michigan to cover the 17.5 at home on Big Noon kickoff to set up a big matchup for them next week with USC. They go to LA to play USC. So this is one for them to just kind of let loose, get some feel good vibes, and dominate the Badgers. And it's really sad where that program's gone. So
here's some interesting things about that game, Ryan. You know who the number one rush defense in the country is?
Is it Michigan?
No, it's Wisconsin. The number one rush defense in the country, giving up 50 yards a game. And they played some decent teams, right? They played Alabama, played Maryland. Michigan's the number 8 rushing offense in the nation. And Michigan's obviously played some decent competition. They played Oklahoma. They played Nebraska. This will be interesting to see where that folds. If I'm looking at this, I love the under, but I think you could be right, Ryan. I think this might have 31-0 written all over it. Michigan might be 21-0, 24-0. Like, I don't know. Wisconsin's offense is atrocious.
And that's kind of how I was finishing, is that their defense is going to set them up and some really good predicaments, I think, to score. Yep.
I love the under in this one. I might parlay those two to do a SGP Michigan, but I'm going to go to the window with our 3 locks this week. So a little small parlay.
And I'm not, and I want you guys to know too. Even though I know you're not throwing big money on it, I would never just pick something just because I don't have anything else. I genuinely just think that Michigan's going to drop them this week.
I might. I'm that stupid. I might. So don't worry. I put $500 on a 7-team parlay last week.
That did not hit.
And that did not hit because I had Florida State money line. It didn't even get past Friday night.
That's the best. Just be done with it and move on.
I know. Hey, I will say, for real money though, on Saturdays, last 3 weeks, 19-2. This guy.
What?
19-2.
Yeah, I love Matt coming on here just telling him he just throws $500 around like toilet paper.
Dude, this is why Matt and I talked about this so many times. Like, we pick 5 hard games every week. Like, it's not like we're picking. Like, Matt can go 5 winners that he would pick. Like, where he's at. The fun part of this show is we pick the 5 biggest games of college football each week. Yeah, we threw Illinois in there because it's an Illinois podcast, but we could have thrown Iowa State and Cincinnati in there. I think Matt and I both lean Cincinnati minus the 1.5 there. Iowa State is really banged up. Cincinnati's looking like a pretty decent football team there. So,
pros versus Joe's line there, minus 1.5. Everybody looks Iowa State. They're undefeated, ranked. They're going to a Cincinnati team that lost a neutral game versus Nebraska.
Yeah, a neutral game. Yeah,
right. So, yeah, it's when a line looks funny like that. Yeah, lean into it.
What about Mississippi State? What do you think about Texas, Florida, Matt? Real quick.
Texas, Florida. It was going to be my lock. I was going to take the under 41.5.
Yeah.
I think Texas's offense is absolutely brutal. It is bad. Arch Manning has not found his footing. They've had trouble. They had trouble with a in-state team. I can't even remember who it was, but could barely score against them. And you got Florida with Lagway. They've had a really hard time trying to score too. And he's going against that Texas defense. I don't see it.
It's got like a 17-7.
It's gonna be one of those games where it's just nasty all the way through, and maybe 20-10, 23-10 or 7. I take the under there for me.
Did you see
personally.
this? Jason said his brother won a $1,250 prop bet with the Beatty throwing a touchdown pass.
Love it.
That's insider knowledge right there, man.
Now that's fun right there.
Yeah. Mississippi State, Texas A&M is another intriguing game. That's A&M given 14.5. Looked a little sluggish against Auburn last week. Mississippi State looked like they can challenge. Yeah, this will be interesting.
It will be.
And so as we get nearer and nearer, so it looks like hopefully we're going to have Matt on board with us. Matt, are you going to swing by the Keeping It Orange and Blue podcast?
Of course.
Tailgate for Ohio State. Okay. Yeah. We're like what?
I'll be there.
We'll be 10 days away, guys. It's coming. I obviously we're excited we got to get the Purdue game. I mean, I'm taking it serious, but I'm just trying to promote the
no
tailgate.
Look aheads.
No, but the tailgate I can promote regardless because it's going to happen. So it'll just be a lot less enjoyable if Illinois doesn't have the cannon and they're not ranked. And Big Noon Kickoff said we're not coming back, but you get the Joel Klatt, Gus Johnson because we already promoted it. And it's like, but yes, the vibes will be a little different, but the tailgate will still be there.
Yes, sir.
All right. Was that anything else, guys, before we get off here?
No, we're good to go,
I'm
man.
good.
Another great show, boys.
Awesome.
Absolutely.
All right, go team. All right, so remember, Illinois, 11 a.m., Big Ten Network. Hey, think about this. The first Big Ten Network game we've had, and it's October.
Yeah, wow.
That's where when your football team is making progress, that's what happens.
That's a great point.
It's still available on TickPick Illini. Take the little trip over, hour and a half from CU area. A little longer for Ryan over at Decatur, but man, get over there. Go see that game.
That's right.
Orange it out.
That's right. Well, all right, we'll see you back